If you get $60 million liquid, and that can't last you a lifetime, you got a problem. Do you really need 10 houses? Hey! Woo!
Just like it wasn't seminal fluid that Justin Bieber was wiping away from his mouth when he brought his face up from Odell Beckham's groin in a club.
If you're out here saying a $100 million NFL contract isn't enough to live on, then brace yourself because the internet is not going to let you walk away quietly. And that's exactly what just happened to Odell Beckham Jr. After speaking candidly about his financial stress and how money from his record-breaking NFL deal doesn't stretch the way people think, the backlash was immediate and brutal. But before we get into this whole explosive mess, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single breakdown. We dive deep into the stories Hollywood wants to keep buried, and this one's loaded.
Contract, right? What is it really? It's 5 years for 60. You're getting taxed. Do the math. That's 12 a year. You know that you have to spend, use, save, invest, flaunt, like whatever, however, just being real. I'm gonna buy a car, I'm gonna give my mama a house, I'm gonna do, everything costs money. So if you spending $4 million a year, that's really $40 million over 5 years, 8 a year, you know? And now you start breaking down the numbers, it's like, that's a 5-year span of where you're getting $8 million. Can you make that last forever? And you always hear the people who ain't us and ain't been in the position, like, oh, well, that would last a lifetime.
But the one voice that sent shockwaves through social media came from none other than Shannon Sharpe, who completely obliterated OBJ with a now viral takedown. Sharpe didn't just criticize Odell for his financial mindset, he publicly questioned his judgment, his values, and even hinted that something deeper might be going on beneath all the glamour. And once Shannon said what so many people were already thinking, it set off a chain reaction. Fans started dragging receipts, pulling up old videos, and connecting dots that led all the way back to that controversial Justin Bieber clip in the club, the infamous all-male yacht photo, and some disturbing rumors tied to Diddy's alleged Hollywood pipeline. This went from bad financial literacy to what the hell is really going on with OBJ real fast. Let's start with Odell's original comments. On a podcast, he gave what he probably thought was a raw and real breakdown of his $95M contract and how that kind of money doesn't actually last a lifetime when you factor in taxes, agents, managers, lifestyle, generosity, and trying to enjoy your success. He said, "You get 5 years, $60M after taxes. That's $12M a year, but you're spending, giving, living. You buy a house, buy your mom a car, donate, invest. If you're spending $4M a year, that's $40M gone in 5 years. And can you make that last forever? And let's be real, there's a point there. Life at that level is expensive. But what hit people wrong wasn't just the math, it was the tone. Because to the average person, hearing someone cry broke after making 9 figures sounds insane. Enter Shannon Sharpe. Within hours, he dropped one of the most unforgiving rants of his career, calling OBJ out for acting like a victim of money.
Please, sir.
When in reality, he's the architect of his own chaos. Shannon asked the hard questions. Why are you spending $4 million a year if it's not business related? Why do you need 10 homes? Why do you need 15 cars? Why are you giving away millions without a real financial plan? He said, "You've got issues you need to work through, bruh." And when Shannon talks, people listen. Especially because he's not just a talking head, he's been in OBJ's shoes. He's lived that NFL life, seen peers go broke, and watched the pattern repeat over decades. But what made this moment hit harder was the timing. Because right after OBJ's "money doesn't last forever" speech went viral, the public turned ruthless. Suddenly, people weren't just mocking Odell, they were investigating him. Old receipts, blurry videos, weird yacht photos, and disturbing party rumors all started resurfacing. And the thing people kept pointing back to? That Justin Bieber video. If you've never seen it, the clip was shot on New Year's Eve 2017 at Miami's LIV nightclub. Bieber is seen rising up from a crouched position in front of OBJ, and then wiping his mouth. It's a split-second moment, but the angle was weird. And once fans zoomed in, the internet exploded with speculation. Was Justin drunk? Was it just a club moment? Or was something more disturbing happening? Add that to the fact that this party allegedly had ties to some of Diddy's inner circle, and suddenly that innocent New Year's moment looked like a piece of something darker. Jaguar Wright certainly thought so. The outspoken former music insider claimed the footage shows exactly what you think it shows.
Now, do you really need 10 houses?
Damn.
Do you really need 15 cars?
Nah.
Do you need to buy everybody in your house, everybody in your family a mansion that costs $1 million, $2 million? Bro say he's spending $4 million a year. If you spending $4 million a year and it ain't a business related, you out your damn mind. Ain't no way in hell I'm spending $4 million a year.
And doubled down on her accusations that Hollywood elites use young artists as pawns at these late-night parties. She even claimed Bieber was one of the victims of this system and that OBJ was one of the enablers. That's when people started bringing up another infamous moment, the boat photo. Just a few days after the LIV nightclub party, OBJ, Trey Songz, Victor Cruz, and other Giants teammates were seen on a private yacht in Miami, relaxing ahead of their playoff game. But the image didn't sit right with fans. Everyone was dressed like it was 40 degrees out. No swimwear, no smiles, no signs of fun. It looked like a staged, sterile, awkward group shot. The energy was off, and as Reddit threads began dissecting every detail, questions poured in. Who took the picture? Why was it framed that way? Why does it feel like they were told to be there? And more importantly, what kind of boat party has 0 women, no sunbathing, no drinks, and no joy? That boat photo started getting reinterpreted not as a vacation, but possibly as part of a pattern. People started using phrases like mild Epstein vibes or Diddy-style recruitment optics. And it didn't help that OBJ was already rumored to be tight with Dusky, one of the names mentioned in recent lawsuits against Diddy. One accuser even explicitly named OBJ and Dusky in legal documents, claiming they were connected to one of the events where abuse took place. Again, these are allegations, not verified facts. But in this media climate, allegations are all it takes to fuel suspicion. And once those whispers began, the internet started pulling every clip they could find. Odell in hot tubs with other men, Odell dancing with unusual intensity in strange outfits, Odell licking his lips, holding hands, or leaning too close to male friends. Was any of it wrong? Not at all. But fans weren't just looking at optics anymore, they were piecing together behaviors, timelines, connections, and trying to make sense of the chaos. OBJ addressed this years ago, telling GQ that the constant speculation about his sexuality comes from deep-rooted homophobia. He said that because he dances, has dyed hair, and dresses differently, people project sexuality onto him. And honestly, he's not wrong. The pressure on black male athletes to act hyper-masculine, aggressive, and stoic is brutal. Any deviation is met with slurs, suspicion, and labels. Odell said, "Just because I lean back in a video, people say I'm looking at a guy's ass? Bro, you don't even know what I was thinking." And we hear that, truly. But here's the uncomfortable truth. This conversation has moved way beyond the surface-level debate about masculinity. It's not just about whether Odell dances or wears skinny jeans. It's about the disturbing pattern of industry allegations circling him and others like him. Once lawsuits started tying him to Diddy-style events, the public started connecting the dots. Why is OBJ always at these high-profile industry parties with no phones allowed? Why does he have connections to people already accused in federal lawsuits? Why is his name in the same sentence as grooming, abuse, and industry exploitation? These are heavy accusations. And again, nothing has been proven, but the whispers won't stop. And when you go online complaining about your $100 million not stretching far enough, while those exact same whispers start gaining traction, it's a PR disaster waiting to happen. Shannon Sharpe might have just been roasting OBJ for financial irresponsibility, but what if it was more than that? What if that rant was a coded message to wake up before it's too late? What if Shannon was trying to say, "You're getting sloppy, and people are watching"? OBJ may have intended his comments to sound vulnerable and human, but instead, he triggered a storm of judgment, rumors, and speculation. And whether that's fair or not, it's the price of fame, especially when your name is already sitting in the shadows of some very dangerous allegations. So now, the spotlight's on. The internet is watching every move. The Bieber clip, back in rotation. The yacht photo, re-examined with a darker lens. The lawsuit mentions, gaining traction. And fans are no longer debating fashion choices, they're wondering if Odell Beckham Jr. is just another pawn in a much deeper game. A game built on secrecy, power, and control. What's clear is that the sympathy Odell hoped for when talking about his finances, he's not getting it. Instead, he's getting roasted, exposed, and dragged into conspiracy-level narratives that are only growing louder by the day. So the question isn't just whether OBJ's money will last, it's whether his reputation can survive what's coming. What do you think? Is this all one big overreaction? Is Shannon Sharpe just old school and out of touch? Or is this a warning shot, and Odell's living proof that Hollywood fame comes with a hidden price tag? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for the next deep dive, and don't go anywhere, because what's happening to OBJ might just be the beginning of a much larger unraveling.